We in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Who they in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earned our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we live it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. With the pounce, make the city howl. Now we feasting now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Cincinnati, we gon' rise in in the jungle, we unite in dripping orange and black and the beast is a ride in
Welcome to another episode of Bengals and Brews. I'm Dale Altman, not joined by Derek Davis. He's never here. He's such a freaking loser. Can't stand that guy, but that's all right because I got some great guests for us tonight. First off, we got Who Dey Baby. What's up?
Who Dey Baby?
We also got my dude, 21 King, SD. What's up, my man?
What's going on?
Oh, man, just still celebrating that victory.
Hell yeah.
This is a good one.
It's always fun.
Before we get too far into it, I want to go ahead and shout out our sponsors real quick before we start talking about that game, and then we'll get into the new one that we got coming up against the Browns on Monday Night Football. But first off, Birmingham Meadery. If you use our code BengalBrew, you can get 15% off 2 or more bottles of mead delivered to your house. So, not only do you get a discount on alcohol, you get it delivered to you. You just got to sign for it. It's perfect. So check that out. Get you some mead and have a good time with that. They're coming back with another King of the North White Edition sometime probably around playoff time. So got another guest hopping in here. Coach Kam, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Not much. Just doing my fun intro stuff, that you got to do, and you got to promote, like Betfred. We got our code here for Betfred. So we actually have 2 seats in the suite for the Panthers game coming up. So if you register under our code, you follow our show, you follow Strawberry Iceman's show, you're automatically entered for that. And just show a screenshot on Twitter, Facebook, wherever that you've registered and done those things. That's just a pre-register, so there's no strings attached with it. It's just you put your phone, not your phone, you put your email, your name, and date of birth, and you're good to go. So that's our code there, which we'll put it out. It's out on Twitter, everything like that. Check that out and get entered. All right, guys. So we got a big win. Beat the hell out of the Falcons. It was nice, right? It was nice to be at home and be able to relax watching the game. Game well in hand. What stood out to you guys? Let's go around the horn. We'll start with you, Shawn.
The offense just clicking. Getting the deep passes, getting the short passes. It started the week before being able to get those, just settling for the short passes when he could, instead of trying to force it downfield, do anything. And that just opens it up. And then you can just, take those deeper routes. And then just everything seemed to click.
Yeah, I agree. 21 King?
Well, for me, really it was the ability to stop the run. When you're going up against that team and you got that dynamic of a running game, and we had our guys down, DJ Reader, Logan Wilson, but we had guys step up. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, for sure. I want to talk about one of those guys here in a little bit. But Cam, what's just your kind of initial thoughts on the game that stood out right away?
Nah, I love seeing Tyler Boyd involved, man.
For sure.
Overdue, for that type of big performance. I always thought, with the teams giving us different looks, that Tyler Boyd is the key. You start off with him early, then that open up thing on the outside. So big plays from Tyler Boyd, and look to see more of it. He should always have about anywhere between 5 and 7 catches a game.
Yeah, if I sound weird, man, my voice has been messed up for a week. It comes and goes, and some days are better than others. Of course, it would go out, right before the show. So, yeah, if that's what you're all hearing, that's just what it is. All right, guys. So, one thing with that game, like you guys talked about, we got off to a hot start. We were up 21-0, and we were just because of things you said, like stopping the run, everything like that. So, Cam, we'll go to you and then kick it around that way. Hot start. You think that's what we're going to need this week too? What impressed you most with that 21-0 start?
Well, it just completely takes them out of what they want to do best, which is want to run the football. We can't, start slow. against Cleveland. You can't start down maybe 10-0 or anything like that because their run offense, the rush attack is so good and so potent that they'll just eat clock, and it reduces our possession. So I just think that overall, starting fast is the key to this week again. Make Jacoby Brissett beat us, and if he can beat us, then I can live with that. But you can't let Nick Chubb, run for $150 and 2 touchdowns. That's a recipe for disaster.
So what impressed you most, SD, about just the 21-0 start we got off to against the Falcons?
It's exactly what we needed. It was one of those things that we all knew that with their running game, it's like Coach Kam is saying about Cleveland. You can't get behind because they're going to eat clock. They're going to keep Joe and company off the field. So the key to it all was a hot start. Get up and keep your foot on their throats. And that's pretty much what we did.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Shawn?
I mean, they pretty much covered all that. That you go up and then you force them to have to pass the ball. And that's, Atlanta came into the game with more rushing attempts than they had passing attempts for the whole season. And then, was the only team, I think, one of 2 teams in the NFL that had that, and you shut down the running game. You made them have to throw the ball on you. And that's, Mariota is a good quarterback, but he's not going to beat you through the air if you force him to constantly do that. Same thing with Brissett. He said, Chubb scares the hell out of me. Yeah. And the way that we let guys, we've let running backs gashes, and Chubb could be that guy. But if you can force them to have to throw the ball, I mean, if you're up 14 points, up 21 points, you can't eat clock. You have to try to get those possessions back. So that's the key. You have to start fast. I mean, I think we win the toss. You take the ball. I mean, we all like the chance to maybe defer and get the ball and start the second half. But I think at this point, you have to just get them out there and go and see what happens.
Fiji, you'd have to expand on that one with Marlon Davidson. Do you guys know anything? Marlon Davidson, I don't know. Is that somebody on the Browns? I'm not sure if I know who that is. But, yeah, Jeff, I never say the name right either, but that's the guy I wanted to talk about when we were talking about people stepping up for Reader and Tupou and those guys in the middle. Jay Tufele. I probably butchering that again, but
close enough.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
So he's really been a beast these last couple of weeks, stepping up and in there, basically coming off of just signing him when he was cut by that was the Jaguars, right? So you knew he was going to be good because Jaguars are always making some dumbass decisions. So, so number one, you knew he was going to be pretty good. Right there. And he's like a 4th-round pick. They gave up on him after 1 season. But, we had him inactive early on. Injuries come in. And I didn't know how he would do because he's not your traditional 3-tech. He don't have the body that Tupou and Reader and those guys do. But dude just goes in there and balls out, and he's great against the run. So what's been you guys' thoughts on Jay Tufele the first couple weeks?
I mean, I had no idea who the dude was, to be honest. I'm like, all right, he's a plug. He's a piece just to kind of be there in case, and he's just showing out. I mean, stud. Reminds me kind of another guy who used to wear 97, but not quite that good.
Yeah. maybe a little mixture of the guy who wore 97 and the guy who played beside with the hair,
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Put them together, that'd be a damn good player, honestly. And then before I get to USD and your thoughts on Tufele, Fiji was just saying, I guess that's a guy that the Falcons cut. I don't know if he was a second rounder this year or a couple years ago, but so, I mean, maybe somebody they'd be interested in if they need a body for another week or 2 and see what he can do. I mean, it wouldn't hurt.
I mean, I think Reader's going to be back after the bye. I mean, I think.
Yeah, you got a couple of weeks.
There's not a reason to bring him back before the bye anyway. I mean, even if he is healthy enough, I think you just give him that extra week and then see what happens.
You couldn't pick up a guy right now and expect him to play this week, so that would only be 1 game before your bye week. So you're probably not going to make that move, like you're saying, because then you got to cut somebody later on. And he'll probably go to waivers if he's a fresh draft pick. But SD, what's your thoughts on Tufele so far?
Tufele's playing like his hair is on fire. I mean, he's quick off the snap. He has these swim moves, and for whatever reason, even though he's small and undersized, he's strong at the point of attack.
Yeah. Hey, and it reminds Jeff of Petco. I don't know if that's the park or I'm fucking with Jeff.
It's the store. Jeff,
Yeah, the store or the ballpark, one or the other, but it reminds him of Petco. I love fucking with you, Jeff.
No, man, but no, Tufele, if I'm saying it correctly, is playing well. I think it just goes to show, whoever Lou Anarumo picks up on this defense, I think we can trust it. You know what I mean? It's fitting his part. It's fitting his scheme. Whether it's a Tufele, whether it's going out and robbing the Giants, getting BJ Hill, whether just little pieces like that. Being able to fit and when the numbers call, being able to deliver. So. I think what I take of it is, if Lou gets someone, whether it's off waivers or free agency or anything like that, I think we can kind of trust that it's a good fit for us.
And I love Marion Hobby as a D-line coach. Like, he is productive everywhere he went. Like, his D-lines were good, even with the Dolphins and stuff when the team wasn't so great. So that's a guy I'm glad we have as a D-line coach as well.
Yeah, this coaching staff as a whole has just got little, they weren't flashy when they came in, but now they're kind of, everybody realizes they know what they're doing.
Absolutely. I mean, Lou, I'll be honest. I was somebody that was skeptical of Lou at first. I'm like, what's his background? What's he done as a D coordinator? He's been more of a secondary guy, but shit, he's proven that wrong, years. Like, a man just makes his adjustments and he knows what he's doing. So I love to call him Uncle Lou, man. He just seems like the old uncle you'd want to go to the bar and have a drink with, at the end of the day. All right, another play. The O-line on the flip side. Now, everybody wanted to bury him, dog him. Some people, there was still a lot of hate in that stadium for La'el Collins. Like, anytime he messed up one bit,
man,
there was a lot of hate on that man. Like,
yeah, it is.
But what's you guys' thoughts on the O-line? We can start with Kam and then kick it around that way this time.
They're improving. I mean, the first 2 weeks was ugly. I mean, that's obvious. 13 sacks in 2 weeks. Some of it maybe was Burrow's fault, but at the end of the day, when it's 13 sacks in 2 weeks, your line is just simply not playing well. But overall, man, they're improving. It takes time to gel. I think the Chiefs had that issue last year when they had 4 new starters on the offensive line, and Mahomes was getting beat up a little bit. And also I think some of the play calling, mixture of both has helped. Get the ball out fast, and that's what it's about. Kind of. Finding that balance to being able to help the offensive line, because I feel like it's only about 3 to 5 offensive lines that you could say in the league that's really, really, really legit. Everybody else quarterback getting hit like at a crazy pace to me. So I'm like, I think overall after the first 2 weeks, I think we're playing well.
Agree. What's your thoughts?
It's kind of like they were in a preseason mode when they first came out. I mean, you got 5 guys that's all trying to learn each other. All right. Now we're at a place where I think the coaching staff has now put them in a better position to succeed. They changed the scheme for blocking on the run. They changed the scheme, getting the ball out. They go in shotgun 98% of the time. Everything flows in line with what this team is really built for.
Yeah, 100%.
I agree.
Like I said, the preseason analogy is perfect because that's what they just needed, those 2 games to kind of get there. And they're still working on things. And, I'm kind of, watching LC, and there's a few plays that game. You're like, what the hell is he doing? But he's getting there. And maybe taking those Wednesdays off are helping him, because maybe that back is worse than we think. And then, because he looks stiff the first, 3 games, real stiff. And maybe he just needs, if it's a chronic condition, who knows? But they're getting there. I'm just still super impressed with Volson as a rookie, just getting in there and not looking like that big of a drop-off in that position. So,
no, we don't talk about him, which is a damn good thing, when we're talking offensive line, and we're not mentioning that guy's name, and that's great. I love that. So, I'm hoping Collins too. Like, we got a couple more games, like we said, in the bye week. I'm hoping, if that back is a problem, that bye week will help him too, and then maybe he'll be fresh, for the rest of the season, hopefully. That's something else that I'm hoping maybe he takes that step. Coming out of that game, the last thing I want to talk about, Cam Taylor-Britt, Eli Apple. I think it's still Apple's job to lose, but I do think Cam Taylor-Britt's coming on. Like going into this next game and then the bye week and the rest of the season, what are you guys' thoughts on quarterback 2?
I got a chance to spend a little time with him on Monday night, and I'll tell you, he's ready. He's hungry. I mean, he brought energy into the room when we were just hanging out in a gaming environment. So I can only imagine what he's doing in the locker room. I can only imagine what he's doing on the field. But that kid is ready. He is hungry.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like I said, it's still Eli's to lose, but not. I mean, it's about here and here right now. I mean, Eli gives up another 60-yard pass play. I think it's about here. But I mean, I love Eli, but it's just kind of you could see that Lou was rotating him in, which Lou doesn't really rotate DBs, and all of a sudden it's
Yep. Yeah, I agree with the with Shawn there. Eli, you can live with a few plays, like, because it's a corner, you're gonna get beat at times, but the time and where he got beat is right before the half. It's an ultimate no. It's like a what you doing in that scenario, and I think that's what made it so bad. It's like, it's only maybe 58 seconds left or whatnot, and you just can't give up that touchdown just staring in the backfield like that. So Cam Taylor-Britt, I think it was mic'd up earlier, how they had him in camp mic'd up the sounds, and he just brings nonstop energy, like my man said here. So I'm excited to see it. I want to see him get more snaps. That's what we drafted him for, to see what he can do. And I think once he gets some reps up under him, you'll be able to do more on defense. Because to be honest, I think we hide Eli Apple a little bit. We don't send as much pressure, I think, as Lou would like to, because that leaves us in man coverage. And I think that's what happened with us against the Saints. You're seeing Eli Apple get picked on third downs when we brought the heat because he was in man coverage and we couldn't hide him. So if we could get a corner out there like Cam Taylor-Britt where we don't have to hide anybody, then you unlock a whole nother level to this defense.
Yeah, he's an athletic freak too. So before we move on to anything else, that was something Derek wanted me to ask you about. SD was about that the gaming thing and how that went. You guys were with was it the rookies or all the defensive backs, or who was it?
The rookies.
Rookies.
So Volson is huge. I'll start with. I mean, huge is an understatement. But we were with Gunter, we were with Cam Taylor-Britt, Dax Hill, Tyson Anderson. So we got a chance to really spend some time with these guys, and we were watching a little bit of the highlights that were on like ESPN. And it's wild listening to how they talk about what they're seeing and what other players are doing and how they're being critiqued. It gives you an insight on how they're watching film and how they think about different plays and different schemes. So, I mean, it was very interesting.
Yeah, that's cool. And that was your boy playing hoops against Dax Hill, right? Who won that? Who won that matchup?
Well, the crazy thing about it, see, I don't really like to hype up my son because he hears it and he goes too far.
Yeah,
but
Sean's like
100% agree.
But the thing about it is he actually I'll be quiet about it, but he actually didn't only beat Dax, he beat all of us. Like he set the highest level on the game. He was a high scorer, and so we had to hear about it a little bit.
Yeah, you're going to hear about it for a long time, probably, for sure. But it sounds like that was a great experience, man. That's awesome. Did little man get to go too?
Little man went. Little man was he actually was playing the motorcycles with Volson and Zach Carter.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he got a chance to beat them. I will say that Volson's not very good on the bikes.
Yeah, being like 6'6" or whatever probably doesn't help,
Exactly.
That's like that visual alone right now, seeing them next to each other on the bikes is cracking me up. I know that it's
yeah. You
anybody
got
get a picture of that?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
There is a picture.
Okay.
We'll get it out there.
All right.
We got to see that one sometime for sure. And then Zach Carter, man, is he just a brick shit house like he seems like he would be?
He is, man, but he's a good dude. He's jovial, man. Like between him and Cam Taylor-Britt, they were all about get to the games and let's have some competition. Let's just have fun.
That's awesome.
Actually,
man.
on my flight on the way home on Monday, I'm sitting there, I'm get off the plane and I'm getting my keys and stuff out of my backpack in the lobby, and this guy comes up and he's got a Bengals like lanyard on, just a polo. He's like, big fan, huh? I'm like, yeah. He goes, from Tampa? And I said, well, I live here now, and go back and forth. I said, is this your first game up? And he's like, no, I've been to all of them so far this year. My son's on the team. And it turned out it was Zach Carter's dad, just because Zach is from Tampa.
That's awesome.
So dad, but I was like, of course, I handed him a card and just kind of talked a little bit. But I was like, it's kind of cool. But
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, let's get into the Browns game then. We're about close to halfway through. So you guys have a key to the game. I know we've already touched on it a little bit. So we'll whoever wants to start can start, and then we'll kick it around. And I'll try to come up with something different than what you guys say, but I know what one of them is going to be.
You got to stop two guys, man. You got to stop Chubb on offense. You got to stop Garrett on defense. That's it. That's the game plan.
There it is.
That's a big part of it. That's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Let them dominate.
Yeah, you got to. Now we got to draw the show out. We can't just. All right.
I know. But it really does seem that simple. But man, of course you want to stop them too. I don't want to see a scenario where they do get comfortable in the pass game. Now, Amari Cooper is still a threat. Like, people may talk about, but I think he's like still one of the best route runners in the game. So you can't, just, slack off on that part. But our secondary has been lights out. Noah and Joku for them. Like, I want to say something different. I can't, because it's just like you block Garrett, stop Chubb, and the game is pretty much ours as long as offense don't just have one of those nights where they decide that they want to kick a bunch of field goals. I mean, we get in the end zone, we'll win.
Now, I will say Donovan Peoples-Jones has been a pain in the ass these last couple of years against us for whatever reason. So we got to watch out for him a little bit too, along with Cooper if they get throwing the ball a bit. But I love our secondary, so I like that matchup anyways. What about you, Shawn?
I mean, they pretty much said it all. The fact that Njoku's out helps, because tight ends have always seemed to be a problem. But Cooper is also he can beat you, but you just got to make sure he doesn't. Keep him in front of you, and then just stop the run. The run is the key. That's their biggest, and I won't say their only weapon, but it pretty much is. And then, for Garrett, shutting him down, you just keep going the other side. That's all we need.
Now, and see, that's the thing. Like, there's not too much different I can put, but I will say, is Clowney playing? As far as we know, he's healthy and everything, right? Like,
I feel like he is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, so I kind of had that as one was both tackle spots. So you guys kind of mentioned Garrett, but I'll just say Clowney too, because if he's matched up with Collins, and like people have said, Collins has looked stiff at times. I think he's looking better, but I think that's going to be a big matchup too. We can't let Clowney on the other side wreak havoc.
Now, one thing I will say, we saying Chubb, now Hunt over the years that he's
trade him
has been kind of ripping us one too, because he come in, he runs so hard, breaking tackles. It seemed like even if you got him in the backfield, he dragged forward for like 3 or 4. So I mean, I just think the overall run game, Chubb and Hunt, because when Hunt come in, he ain't run with fresh leg, he run hard. So we'll see, man. As long as we can, like I said, we can start fast, get a couple stops early, get off 10-0, 14-0, we'll be fine.
Yeah. Now, I think also our wide receivers, like that's been a lot of shit talking back and forth, between like their corners and our wide receivers. So we'll start with you on this one, Shawn. What are you looking to see out of our wide receivers? I mean, give us some numbers, give us some predictions even.
I mean, I think they keeps it even again, kind of like he's done the last 2 weeks, get about 7 catches apiece. I think all 3 of them go over 100 this week.
They'll eat. All right, SD.
I agree. I mean, you already said it's on site.
Yeah.
You're going to say it's on site, you got to go back it up.
I have a feeling they will too. What about you, Cam?
Yeah, hey, well, I'm repeating what he said. You can't say it's on site and don't show up. You gotta have a big game. But I still want them to start off with that tight end. Like, it seemed like early or Boyd, you know what I mean? Start off with those little, quick throws, get it going. Now loosen up, that deep ball stuff, and then we'll get the yardage and the big chunk plays that we need to get.
Or does this become the Hayden Hurst game? Boyd had his
could
game last week. Does this become the Hayden Hurst game and see what happens there?
Well, Derek keeps betting the anytime touchdown for Hayden Hurst, and it keeps biting him in the ass these last couple of weeks. So he said he wasn't going to bet it maybe this week. So, yeah, I hope he doesn't. And then Hurst will have like 3. Yeah, he'll have like 3 tutties. It's all Derek's
That's how it works, too.
Yeah. Yeah, man. What else you guys want to talk about? Like, we're running through everything so damn quick. Like, damn 2-word answers over here.
We're efficient, man. We're efficient.
Hey, I was trying to stretch it out. It's really simple to beat Cleveland. It's just that we haven't been able to do the simple things. And okay, I'll take one. Take care of the damn football, please. Do not turn it over. Do not throw picks. Do not fumble the ball. That's what happened to us the game. Like, I don't even count week 18 Cleveland game, but the one here, that's what happened. We was marching down the field, boom, 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 boom. Then we throw a pick six, and that kind of derailed everything. You know what I mean? Because I thought, I'm like, oh, we about to run it up on these dudes too. I'm like, because we was hot coming into that game, so I'm like, oh, we about to run it up on them too. We about to score, cool, and then pick six, and then of course we don't score, and then it trickles effects down from there, and the run game get going. But take care of the football. Do not, turn the football over.
And that's been a huge part of the success lately. Like, we're taking care of the ball, and we're right there every game. We're now starting to beat some ass a little bit. Over 30 both games.
The coaches don't get cute and try to outthink themselves. Stick with what's working. Make them have to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I just want to trounce them because it's been what?
Oh, so bad.
Is it 5 now?
I don't know.
5, 4 or 5.
Too many. Too fucking many.
Way too many.
I feel like they swept the last 2 years.
Yeah, they have.
Can't really count the last, and then I think, but
you might be right.
So Iceman's wanting some bold predictions for the games. We got buddy Jungle Jerry in here. He says Hurst with 2 TDs. We won't say that's necessarily bold, but a little bit.
Bold predictions. Bold prediction. All right, bold prediction. Joe Mixon get out of this dang on funk. He's in, and he gonna get over 100 yards this week.
Rushing,
I think that's a bold prediction, considering he hasn't got over 100.
Or total or rushing.
No, rushing.
Okay.
Rushing. Eventually, we're gonna have to start running the ball though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool now. The RPO stuff is great. It's working, so you keep doing it like you said until it. But we're gonna have to start running the ball effectively. At least being able to run it effectively. I'm not saying run it a bunch of times, but long as when you run it, you get 4, you get 5. Like, you know what I mean? And then that's fine. You don't have to run it 20 times, but when you do run it, if you can get 4 or 5, that's cool. Like, that'll keep us ahead of schedule on offense.
Yeah, and if they do have Clowney and Garrett, firing off the ends real well during this game, we may need to run the damn ball and set that tone to get the pass game open. You just don't know.
That's what. Yep.
I'll go really
prediction. Let's see.
Go.
No, you go.
No, I'll say I'm going all 3 wide receivers with 100 yards and Hayden Hurst with 100 yards.
Oh my gosh! What the hell?
That's a 400. That's 400.
You said bold, damn it.
You're right.
That's what I'm saying. I like it because I was going to say Burrow goes over 400, but I don't think that's bold anymore. I think I got 2. Someone, I don't know who, but one of these guys is going to catch 3 tutties. And then on the flip side, Osai gets multiple sacks.
Oh, I like that.
I like the
All right.
Osai get multiple sacks. I like that.
Yeah, after he
bold
popped
and
his
it can
cherry,
come
now
through.
he's just gonna plug
That
his
spin move was sick. I know y'all saw that spin move. Ooh,
Yeah.
that spin move was nasty. I was like, oh.
In a blender.
Right, got him.
Man, you
And
guys
that
left me nothing to work with, so we're going bold. I'll say Eli Apple with a pick 6. Then fuck it, we're talking about taking his job, right? So, shall go bold and say he gets a pick
I'll
6.
take it. Like, hey, I want Eli Apple to do well.
No, I do
and
too.
by all, he stretched the imagination, man. Eli has overplayed what we expected him to do when we first signed him. So I don't like, even though you be like, dang, Eli. Like, I don't even get too mad at him because it's like originally he was never supposed to be a starter.
No, he's supposed to be
he was a
corner
plug-in
4.
piece that played above his head. Hey, he gave us some decent football. I ain't too mad at Eli, man.
No, if you can upgrade it though with a rookie, you upgrade. But hey, if Eli
that's
holds
what
him off, and then cool, whatever works. Okay, so forgot to ask what everybody's drinking. It's because like I said, I'm drinking Diet Mountain Dew. So, what about you guys? You got anything exciting?
Corona, that's it.
I've been
Water.
I've been drinking wine all day at work, so it's just it's just a little rum concoction right now.
Hey, that's solid right there. At least you brought something. I mean, I'm like, I got nothing. I mean, Shawn brings water every time he comes on. Got to keep that damn physique for the ladies.
That's right.
I know how it is. I've seen you in action. Derek, he's trying to give you a blowjob. How clean your hat game is. So that's Derek's contribution to the show tonight.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Derek.
Yeah, and talking about how much you want to fuck SD. Congratulations. But
this is where the show goes off the rails. We ran out of actual topics, and now
it's usually 40 minutes in. Had to go a little early. We run out of topics. You just got to start talking bullshit at that point. So
I did see one of the bold. So Stranger 420 says his bold prediction was Tufele gets multiple sacks.
Oh, I mean that'd be nice. I'm down with that.
I can see that happen.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I hope he does the belly rub like Pecco did that one time. Rub the belly after the. Pecco always has some good ones when he'd get in there and get a sack.
There he did.
I love that guy. All right, man. You guys got like an offensive standout so far for the season? Offensive rookie, maybe, or defensive rookie standouts? The season's a little early still, and they're just starting to play a little more. But
I mean, I think I'm going Volson as my offense just because we're not talking about him.
I think he's the only one, right? We've drafted most of the defense.
Yep, on offense. So it's about to be Volson with him, but on defense, you said if it was like rookie.
We'll do like a rookie defensive standout so far this season because I don't think Dax Hill has played enough to really have that.
No, I mean if you're going rookie, you got to go Zach Carter. Playing solid snaps and rotating in there and making sure we don't completely go south in the run game. I think he's played pretty well for a rookie, depending on what despite what we asking him to do right now, especially. So Zach Carter most probably say that. But if you talk about overall defense, I would say Von Bell. But
let's do overall.
What y'all think about that?
We can do both.
Yeah, I mean, I think Von's flashing much more than Bates is so far this year. And just I could see that. I could go with that one. Get on board with some Von.
I can go Von. I mean, the only other two options would be Reader before he got hurt and Logan.
Yeah, they're both hurt. That's what I was probably going to say. Wilson was right there, but now after injury, which he may be back this week. They were saying Zach seemed pretty confident about him. Would you guys try to have him back this early, or that one kind of worries me?
It's a thump game. So that shoulder going to take a pounding.
Yeah.
Yes, it's gonna take a beating. He came back early last year though. We didn't think we had seen him for a long period of time, and all of a sudden he popped up in that 49ers game, I believe. No, maybe it was after the 49ers, but I was like, wow, like I didn't expect him to be back this soon. So I don't know, but it seems kind of iffy. I will wait till after the battle.
Also, I feel like with those guys, I want to save them until after the bye because after the bye is when you hit the murderer's row.
You really gonna need an all hands on deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But it just seems like Logan Wilson's not natural. He'll try to come back probably, and we'll see how it goes. How about Huber? I think he's here because you already got your long snapper. You know, that's a new guy, and I've seen some high snaps still, in my opinion. So I don't think they'd want to mess with both of those things for Evan. But what do you guys think? Because Kevin really hasn't been punting the ball great, but
I mean, at this point, they're gonna let him ride it out.
Yeah. He's earned that much, you know, with his career here to let him have that kind of ride off into the sunset. This is most likely his last year, just based on performance so far this year. He's had a few good ones, but it's not consistent Kevin Huber. So I think he's earned the right to just finish out the year unless he starts shanking them every time.
Shit, let's just have him hold for kicks and not punt. Fuck it. Let's just score.
No, never punt. Never punt.
Just punt.
Never
Just
punt.
score.
Never punt offense.
Fuck the punt. Just score.
That's simple.
Simple enough.
I like that.
I got to agree. I mean, Hubbard's probably on the fringes of a Pro Bowl. He don't put up enough sack numbers necessarily, but he's elite against the run. His sack numbers, I think, are decent. That's like Trey. Like he doesn't have the sack numbers this year, but his amount of pressures are insane.
Yeah, but he's still wrecking the game.
He has one of the highest pressure rates, you know, of all defensive ends.
All being held around the neck every freaking play.
Now here's a tough one, guys. Does he got to hold off Brandon Allen? Is Brandon Allen making that charge?
I think he's doing okay.
Yeah.
You know, after the
Brandon
first
Allen
two games, maybe. No, I'm just kidding. But
man, if we have to see Brandon Allen, I hope it's because we're up by 40. You know,
period.
That's it. I want to see that man on the field otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, guys, man, I don't have anything else. You guys got anything else? You just kind of want to go around the horn and plug some stuff? I know Who Dey Baby's got a whole nother show he's missing out on that he's part of.
No, well, because there's no power in Columbus apparently tonight, so no show tonight.
Oh, it's off now?
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's off now. So that's why I decided to hang out with you this long.
Oh, okay. You would have done. You would have took off a while ago. That's
I
fair.
would have just my connection's bad. That's why I was faking the whole computer being bad earlier. That way I could.
Yeah, it makes sense. And then you talked to Cap, and he was like, "Oh, we're not doing one anyway." So then you come back and you had pristine service.
Yeah,
Steve was shit.
But tell everybody where they can find you, Shawn. I mean, everybody knows Who Dey Baby.
You can find me in section 158 at the very top in the big orange hat.
And
you can find me at Who Dey Baby on Twitter, on Instagram. You can find me on the Blind Tiger Show on Tuesdays at 7 usually, but it was going to be Wednesday because it was Hube's birthday yesterday, so the show got pushed. Happy late birthday!
Yeah, happy birthday.
You can usually find me anywhere near SD because he's the cool guy, so I hang out with him.
It's true, man. That's you try to get your street cred from him, don't you?
You do.
SD, where can the people find you at?
Well, I'm simple. This ain't right. But at 2 King, the I in King is actually a number 1. Pretty damn simple. Like 21.
Yep. What about you, Cam?
Find me on Twitter at Coach Kam C. Instagram, Coach Kam C. Also got Life in the Jungle, both on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube and Facebook, all that good stuff. So find us there.
Is this true, Shawn?
No, I would never leave you, Dale.
All right.
Now, if it was Derek, I would have left him.
Oh yeah, for sure. That guy's a fucking idiot, man.
I mean, yeah.
Fucking, he's so stupid. Like he did that pick thing over the weekend, and He did like a 13-minute video. I said, Derek, people do that like down to a TikTok. You shorten it down to like a minute with your 6 picks. I'm like, bro. He said, did you watch it? I said, fuck no, dude. That shit looked boring as hell. So I was watching that for 13 minutes. Is you talking to the camera?
He was consulting the cricket for advice.
I guarantee it. Hey guys, but thanks for your time and joining me. We'll have to do this again sometime, and maybe have Derek on so we can make fun of him at least,
in face to face.
Yeah. All right.
Absolutely.
Who Dey Baby?
Who Dey?
Appreciate it.
Bengals stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Who they in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earned our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we live it. Lit the crowd, hit the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the pounce, make the city howl. Now we feasting now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes, we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes. Cincinnati, we gon' rise in in the jungle, we unite in tripping orange and black and white. Who Dey when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who got 'em? Who